Vogel and Liang Chow. And so I'm going to ask them to come up to the podium now, and I'm going to go ahead and swear them in. And if you're wondering, there are questions about who swears board members in, and it is part of Ed Code. It's Ed Code number 60, so if there's questions about that and why I'm doing that, it's generally a board member or the superintendent, according to what California is asking us to do. So I'm going to ask both of you to come to the podium. And we're swearing both Phyllis and Liang in for their term 2016 to 2020. So they're going to be board members for CUSD for the next 4 years. So I'm going to begin. Oh yes, do you have any family members that you would like to come up with you?
Friends.
No, you're okay. You're okay with each other. We're good. All right. So I'm going to ask you to repeat after me. In the first line, you're going to obviously not repeat the same thing because you're going to insert your own names. Okay? That work for you? All right. So I, insert your name, do solemnly affirm.
I, Phyllis Vogel, do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
that I will support in word and deed
and I will support in word and deed
decisions made by the board majority
decisions made by the board majority
and advocate for those decisions,
and advocate for those decisions,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
So congratulations. You're done. And Liang, you get to be officially seated as board member. Okay, so our next step in the organizational meeting process is something I have to conduct until we're completed with this step, and that is the nomination and election of new officers to the board. So you know that we do this each year. You have the opportunity to elect, in our district, we have a board president, a board vice president, and a board clerk, and that's what we're going to engage in right now. So I am going to first ask for nominations for board president.
So I'll nominate Anjali Kausar for board president.
I second.
Any discussion?
Thank you for the nomination.
Okay, I'm going to call for a vote for Anjali Kausar to be the board president. We call it the 2016-17 because that's what we're school year in, but it goes through until next December. And I'm going to do a roll call vote on this one. So Liang,
Yes?
Phyllis,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
Soma,
Yes.
and Anjali.
Yes.
All right, thank you. So Anjali will be the new board president. And I'm going to move on to board vice president. So we need a nomination for vice president.
I nominate Selma McCandless for vice president. I second that.
Any discussion? Okay, I'm going to call for a roll call vote. Liang,
Yes?
Phyllis,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes?
Soma,
Yes.
and Anjali.
Yes.
Okay, the third role is for board clerk. I need a nomination for board clerk.
I'd like to nominate Kristen for the board clerk.
Okay, so Kristen Lynn is the nomination.
I'll second Kristen.
Okay, any discussion? Gonna call for a roll call vote. Liang for Kristen Lynn to be clerk.
Yes.
Phyllis.
Yes.
Kristen.
Yes.
Soma.
Yes.
And Anjali.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for that. We have our positions in place. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the meeting.
Just a second, we need to finish this and then we will continue. Thank you.
So I'm gonna turn it back over to Anjali because she now will be board president, so she's gonna conduct the rest of the meeting. And we'll also explain a little bit about committee representation for board president and vice president.
Right. Thank you, Wendy, and thank you all for electing me for the board president for the coming school year, or coming year. I just want to share a few things before we go on. Communication, collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking often are referred to us as the 4 C's that are the integral part of the Common Core standards, which our students have been working with for the past few years. What is more important as elected officials, in addition to implementing these standards, as part of our curriculum, we must also lead by example. Thus, communication, collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking are the values that we must embody as a board and that we must embrace as a learning community. This year, like so many before it, we will have its share of challenges and surprises, and like so many school boards before us, we'll face those challenges, and when all is said and done, we will continue to have excellent schools, great teachers, and thriving students. Once again, I look forward to making this happen with everyone who has come here to represent our students, teachers, and staff, and the excellent schools that we have and that our community requires. My commitment today as the board president is to lead in a collaborative and creative manner, which shall lead to better communication with all stakeholders. I ask my fellow board members to join me in this effort, as a governing board is only successful when all the members work collaboratively to be the voice of the students and the community we serve. So I'm looking at starting this year with a lot of collaboration and teamwork and continuing communication transparency as we go forward. And now I just would like to turn back to the agenda, and thank you again. I know we have the superintendent's report next, and if you like, we could move up. We have some public comments that we would like to move up before we move on.
We have, yes, if you want, in order for, we have one, I believe one public comment for an item not on the agenda. No, we have several. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 5. So if you want to move that, you could, you'd have to go ahead and vote to move that up.
Is everyone okay moving public comments not up on the agenda up before the superintendent's report? No, we did the comments on item number 2.
Oh, okay. I'm fine.
Okay, fine.